In the heart of a bustling city, there once lived a man who couldn't afford rent, had a child to care for, and spent nights sleeping in subway station bathrooms. With nothing but $21 in his pocket, a battered briefcase, and a head full of dreams, he refused to let his reality define his destiny. Every morning, he put on a worn-out suit, walked miles across town, and knocked on doors, chasing opportunity with the kind of determination that doesn't come from comfort, but from desperation. He was never the smartest in the room. He didn't have a prestigious degree or a fancy last name. But he had something far rarer, a mind that refused to accept no as the final answer. While others walked past him with briefcases full of power and privilege, he walked with nothing but hope. He was a father with no home, a dreamer with no roof, a warrior with no weapons, only will. Each day he stood outside stock brokerage offices asking for a chance. Rejected again and again, laughed at, ignored, and pushed aside. But he kept returning. Persistence became his language, faith his armor. He managed to secure an unpaid internship at a brokerage firm, but that didn't solve his problems. He still had to sell medical devices during the day to feed his son. He still had to sleep in train stations. He still had to pretend every single day that everything was okay when it was anything but. Yet he kept showing up, first to arrive, last to leave, no excuses, no complaints, just quiet, focused grit. He studied during his breaks, made cold calls with more fire than anyone else, and learned not just how to survive in a cutthroat world, but how to rise in it. There was a moment, one bitter winter evening, when he had to choose between using his last few dollars for food or saving it for the next day's commute to work. He chose the job because he believed the future was worth the hunger. That belief paid off. Out of 20 interns, only one was offered a job. Just one. It wasn't the man with the best education. It wasn't the one with the most experience. It was the one who had nothing but gave everything. That job offer changed his life. But he didn't stop there. He went on to start his own brokerage firm. And over the years, he built a multi-million-dollar empire, not to prove anyone wrong, but to prove that impossible is only a word. He founded Gardner Rich & Co., his own brokerage firm with little more than his reputation, unshakable faith, and a single piece of furniture in a tiny rented apartment. From that humble beginning, the firm grew exponentially, managing millions in assets and serving high-profile clients across the country. His net worth climbed into the multi-million-dollar range. He went from homelessness to dining with presidents, from sleeping on floors to speaking on world stages. He became a philanthropist, funding housing initiatives, supporting education, and mentoring countless young people who saw in him the ultimate symbol of what's possible. Today, the world knows his name, not as the homeless man, not as the struggling father, but as the man who turned rock bottom into a launching pad. His story became a best-selling book, then a Hollywood film. And millions saw a glimpse of the pain, the persistence, and the power of one decision to never give up. That man is Chris Gardner. Yes, the same Chris Gardner portrayed by Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness. But the real story is even more powerful than the film, because every tear was real, every rejection was real, and every triumph earned day by day, choice by choice, against every odd. This story isn't about money, it's about belief, about refusing to let circumstances write the ending, about choosing to stand when the world says, stay down. So for anyone out there wondering if this is the end, let this be a reminder. Sometimes life buries the seed so deep it forgets there's something growing, but in time that seed becomes a tree, and that tree shade for others. No storm lasts forever. No pain is wasted. The journey is tough, yes, but so are those who walk it. Greatness isn't handed out. It's built in silence. It's forged in darkness, and it begins the moment the decision is made to keep going, just like Chris Gardner did. And now the world waits for the next story. Maybe it's already being written. Maybe it starts today. Maybe it's yours.